how to manage people with trust issues. People that have trust issues are very intelligent, if you know one. And for you to manage someone who has that trust issue, you need to be extra smart in order for you to associate with them and live with them for a very long time without having any issues. Trust issue is a weakness on its own. So once you know this weakness in the life of someone, you should be able to devise a means on how you will deal with that in a more understanding way. Now, whether in your office or in your marriage, your boss may have that weakness of trust, or your husband or wife might have the weakness of that trust. But how then can you manage that person in order for you to live with that person without having issues? Number one, if your boss have issue with trust, when somebody begin to suspect you, it means maybe definitely there must be actions you have taken or things that warrant them to begin to suspect you. So in your office, if your boss have issue of that trust with you, the best way to deal with such issue is, number one, honesty. Be honest in everything you do. What I mean is, you keep your records straight, and your reports should be plain and self-explanatory. So that means whatever you do, you should be able to defend yourself when it is necessary. Number three, you should develop that self-confidence whenever you are before them. Because if you don't have confidence before any person, be it your boss, be it your husband or your wife, if you lack self-confidence, you have given a room for suspicion. And so most of the time you see employees, when their boss enter office, they begin to shiver because they don't have confidence in themselves. So once someone notices that you are not confident in yourself, whenever he's present with you, he begins to suspect what is making this person uncomfortable whenever I'm around, or what is making this person to be shivering whenever he sees me. So the guilty will always be afraid. The guilty will always panic. So don't put yourself in that place where people will begin to suspect you. So in type of marriage, if your husband or your wife has that issue of trust, number one, the one way to deal with that is openness. If you're open with your spouse, I don't think there will be much problems. Because don't wait until you are being pushed to clarify yourself on issues that are fishy. And maybe if you are the husband and you have the office and your wife begin to suspect you, that suspicion, when somebody suspects you, he will begin to mention some kind of words that would trigger you that feeling that yes, this person really is suspecting me for one thing or the other. You can be inviting your wife to your office once in a while. Let her go there, visit you, and stay for like 1 hour before she goes. Or if you are the type that usually comes late from work, you should be able to carry your family along. Explain it in a way they can understand. So if your wife suspects you whenever you goes out, once in a while, you can take your wife out too. And just take her to some other place and relax. So this, whenever you go out, your wife will not have a cause to worry about your whereabouts, where this man is going to, what will this man be doing there. Because anything you don't know, you will be curious to know. So if you have taken her once before, and she maybe when you are going out, you tell her, I'm going to this place, and she has been there, she would know, okay, this is what is going on in this place, this is what is done in this place. So there will be no room for that suspicion anymore. And if you are a wife that maybe your husband is suspecting you, number one, let your actions be clear. If a person with a good and a right motive will always make his next step, his next movement visible and plain. So that if someone is watching you, he will know that yes, there is transparency in this person. But when you begin to meander your way and to cutting corners, acting strange, going to places unknown, you will disappear until you come back. Before they will now know, okay, you went somewhere and you came back. And that's somewhere you went to, nobody knows about it. So you should be able to carry your spouse along in anything you are doing, so that that room for suspicion will not be there. And that trust will find a place to develop in those people's mind. So trust is a weakness, but trust is manageable. The lack of trust is manageable. You can manage it. It only requires your wisdom, or let me say, your smartness in dealing with issues. So it's simple. Just follow this step and you will not regret it.